Steering gear system comes in many different styles, but today we'll be focusing on the wraps and slide steering gear. This type of steering gear relies on hydraulic pressure to move the rudder. It accomplishes this with two big electric motors which power pumps that create the hydraulic pressure. The built-up pressure helps push the four rams which move the rudder left and right. The first step in a steering gear test is to do a walk around to ensure that the system is in good working order. Starting on the starboard side, you will check the electric motor. If the motor is the master, it should be running, and if it's the slave, it'll be off. In my case, the starboard side was the slave, so it was secured. Moving around the system, there are two big gauges, a small gauge and a sight glass. The two big gauges indicate the pressure on the rams, while the smaller gauge shows the hydraulic pressure from the pump. The sight glass shows the hydraulic oil level. Ensure all readings are within range. A small box with a push button on the left side will be located below the gauges. Ensure that the button is extended and not pushed in. Moving on to the middle of the steering gear, the giant silver bar, called the guide bar, should be inspected for damage. You should also run your finger along it to ensure it's lubricated. Moving on to the port side, there will be the same setup of gauges which should all be inspected. The motor on the port side, in my case, was the master, so the smaller gauge showed that there was hydraulic pressure in the system. Walking around the port side motor, you should ensure that it's running smoothly. Once you arrive at the front of the steering gear, you'll call the bridge and confirm you're ready to start the steering gear test. The test involves the steering gear being moved to 35 degrees on each side and timing the gear as it moves to the other side in an allotted time. According to Solus Regulation 29.3, the steering gear should be able to move from 35 degrees on one side to 30 degrees on the other in no more than 28 seconds. Once the test is complete, you'll call back up to the bridge and confirm the heading before concluding the test.